Hello, and welcome to this video where we're going to go through 10 freaky urban legends. Number 1, the Wendigo. The Wendigo isn't just a creature, it's a spirit of hunger. In Algonquian legend, it's what becomes of a human who eats the flesh of another. The transformation is irreversible. The person is stripped of their soul, their body withers into a skeletal husk, and their mind becomes consumed with greed. Over the centuries, tales of the Wendigo spread far and wide. French fur traders spoke of Wendigos during long winters. In the 19th century, cases of so-called Wendigo psychosis were reported, people claiming to feel an overwhelming urge to consume human flesh. And always, the creature is described the same way, impossibly thin, but impossibly strong. Its ribs like prison bars around a blackened heart, its breath steaming with rot. The Wendigo doesn't simply kill, it corrupts, it whispers to the desperate. In some stories, hearing its cry means you've already been marked. It becomes part of you, and once you turn, there's no coming back. Number 2, the killer in the backseat. This modern horror fuses two anxieties, isolation and invasion. The story often goes like this. A woman drives home alone from work, and a car starts tailgating behind her. When she speeds up, so do they. They flash their lights again and again. And at a red light, the driver behind her even gets out and starts running towards the car. She locks her doors and drives off in terror. But once she finally reaches home and calls the police, the truth comes out. The other driver wasn't trying to hurt her, he was trying to save her. A man with an axe had been hiding in her backseat, and whenever he rose to strike, the driver had flashed his headlights to blind the killer. But when the woman gets home, there is no driver to save her from the axe-wielding killer. Variants of this tale exist in the US, the UK, and Australia. Sometimes it's a gas station attendant who sees the killer. Sometimes the driver is never caught. But the lesson is always the same. Check your backseat, because the danger isn't always outside. It might already be inside with you. Number 3, the vanishing hitchhiker. In the rain, a girl hitches a ride. She speaks softly, gives an address, and you take her home. But when you arrive, she's gone and vanished into thin air. You knock on the address, confused, and an elderly woman answers. And you explain that you picked up a girl from the side of the road, and you describe what she looks like. The woman goes pale. That's my daughter, she says. She died 20 years ago, right on that road. From Korea to Kenya, this story repeats. The names and the clothes might change, but the nature of the ghost remains the same. Sometimes it's a newlywed, sometimes a soldier, sometimes a child. Why does this tale resonate so deeply? Because it plays with empathy. You try to do the right thing, you help a stranger, but the result is something chilling, an encounter with the dead. In some tellings, the hitchhiker leaves behind an object, a scarf, a jacket, or a purse. In others, they speak cryptic warnings before disappearing. In Iceland, vanishing hitchhikers are said to leave drivers off cliffs. In Japan, they're omens of disaster. The road is liminal space, neither here nor there, and that makes it the perfect place for spirits who've lost their way. Number 4, the spider bite. This story is always grotesquely similar. A person returns from vacation, from Mexico, Morocco, Brazil, somewhere exotic, and they notice a swelling on their cheek, or their thigh, or their arm. It itches, pulsates, and hurts. They see a doctor, and then they dismiss it. But one night, the bump splits open, and baby spiders spill out, crawling across and inside your skin. Biologists will tell you it's impossible. Spiders can't incubate in human flesh, that this story is just urban folklore. But the image is so disturbing that it lives on in popular culture. The power of this legend draws on the fear that something has entered you, grown inside you, used you as a womb and then erupted. It's the horror of being infested, of not being alone in your own skin. Number 5, the licked hand. This urban legend takes place on a dark and stormy night. Naturally, a teenage girl is home alone. Her parents are away, and the wind is howling. Her only comfort is her loyal dog, who sleeps beneath her bed. In the middle of the night, she hears a strange dripping sound, but is too afraid to check it out. Instead, she reaches down beneath her bed, and her dog licks her hand, again and again. She eventually falls asleep to the rhythmic sound of the dripping and the reassuring licks from below. In the morning, she wakes up as she would on any other day, but the dripping continues. She goes into the bathroom, and there, hanging in the shower, is her dog, skinned, dead, blood pooling below. On the mirror, written in smeared red, humans can lick too. This story is pure psychological horror. It plays on false comfort. The hand that soothes you may not be the one that you trust. The monster isn't behind the curtain, but already under the bed and interacting with you. Versions of this tale date back to at least the 1980s and have been retold in countless films and urban legend collections. Sometimes the dog isn't dead, just missing, and sometimes the girl is found dead too. But the message is always the same: never assume that you're alone. Number 6. The Chupacabra. The Chupacabra, or goatsucker, is one of Latin America's most infamous cryptids. First reported in Puerto Rico in the 1990s, its victims were found with puncture wounds to the neck, blood completely drained from their lifeless bodies. Locals feared a predator unlike anything known to science. Witnesses described it in two ways: either a scaly reptilian creature with glowing red eyes and spines down its back, or a mangy, hairless canine with a grotesque face and long fangs. In both cases, it was fast, silent, and deadly. Some believe the Chupacabra is a genetic experiment gone wrong. Others blame alien pets released during UFO sightings. But still more think that it's the result of a misidentified illness. But belief doesn't hinge on science, it hinges on the fear. The legend spread rapidly, first to Mexico, then to Chile, Argentina, even parts of Texas. Wherever livestock turned up dead, the Chupacabra was blamed. But what's most terrifying isn't the creature itself, it's that it leaves no trace, no tracks, no noise. Just two holes and a corpse. Number 7. The Headless Ghosts. In parts of India, especially rural Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, and the northeast, people speak of spirits that died in violence, their bodies separated from their heads. They wander at night, searching for what was taken from them. Some wear blood-stained robes, and others carry their heads in their hands. They are especially feared near railway crossings, places notorious for accidents and suicides. Locals often leave offerings at tracks to appease the restless spirits. Truck drivers share whispered stories of headless figures standing in the middle of roads, causing wrecks. Some claim the ghosts scream, though they have no mouths. Others say they beckon, silently begging for help. One well-known variation tells of a soldier beheaded during war. His ghost now guards the old battlefield, seen marching without a head beneath the moon. These aren't harmless shadows, they're active, angry, and vengeful. And if you see one, don't stop, don't speak, and don't look back. Number 8. The Bunny Man. The Bunny Man legend is one of America's strangest blends of absurdity and true horror. It began in Fairfax County, Virginia in the 1970s. Police reports describe the man dressed in a bunny costume, hurling a hatchet at trespassers. While the real incidents caused no injuries, the myth grew, and it grew dark. The modern tale speaks of a mental asylum escapee, one of many transferred after a local institution was shut down. During the transfer, the bus crashed, and the authorities rounded up all but one of the escapees. Soon they found skinned rabbits hanging from trees, and then came the mutilated human remains. The police said it was an animal attack, but locals whispered that the Bunny Man did it. Now, teenagers dare each other to visit the so-called Bunny Man Bridge, especially around Halloween. They say he appears at midnight, cleaver in hand, that you'll hear scratching on your car, or worse, you won't hear anything at all. Number 9. Skinwalkers. Among the Navajo people, skinwalkers are people using magic who can take the form of animals. They walk on maybe 4 legs, maybe 2, and they mimic voices to lure you outside where they can then capture you. They aren't spirits. These are people, but people who chose evil. Legend says that a skinwalker must commit the worst taboo, murdering a loved one to gain their powers. Afterwards, they can shift shapes, often into wolves, foxes, or owls. But even in animal form, there's something off. Maybe a coyote is standing too tall, or there's an owl with human eyes. Ranchers report strange creatures staring from cliffs. Drivers tell of things sprinting alongside their cars, keeping pace at 60 miles per hour. And in the dark, people hear voices calling their name. Not a scream, not a growl, but a soft whisper in a familiar tone. Even discussing them is taboo. Some Navajo believe that merely saying the word gives them power. But for outsiders, they've become the subject of viral videos, Reddit threads, and documentaries, often filmed near Skinwalker Ranch, a Utah property infamous for strange activity. Number 10. Kuchisake Onna. Kuchisake Onna is a modern ghost born from ancient trauma. In one version, she was the unfaithful wife of a samurai who sliced her mouth from ear to ear in a jealous rage. In another, she was disfigured in a medical mishap, but now she returns, masked, asking for a question that seals your fate. She approaches isolated people at night, asking a simple question: Am I pretty? If you say no, she kills you. If you say yes, she removes the mask, revealing the horrific smile beneath. Then she asks again. If you say no, or scream, you aren't long for this world. But if you say yes, she'll slash your face to match hers. In some retellings, there's a way out. Confuse her, distract her, maybe offer her candy. Say that she's average, perhaps. But if you run, she'll always be behind you. The legend surged in the late 1970s so powerfully that Japanese schools altered their schedules and children were escorted home. Even today, she appears in films, comics, and whispered tales. Her story reflects society's obsession with beauty and what happens when that beauty is violated. In a mask-wearing world, her presence is more chilling than ever. The masked woman beside you on the train? Don't look too closely. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and comment below which legend disturbed you the most. And if you've got any local legends, please don't hesitate to tell us. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.